everyone, welcome back. Angela here. How are you guys doing? Today we are going to create and decorate our journal cover for our timeless travel journal. So I hope you're excited to do that. I have covered mine with the hard cover, as you can see inside, using that fabric from the Timeless Travel kit. If you don't know how to make a hard cover, I will put in the video of where I've done that before, so you can follow exactly how I get to this sort of base framework and how I cover it. All right, so I'll have that in the playlist for the Timeless Travel project. So just click on that. The link for that playlist is in the description box, or you can just look on my YouTube homepage. You'll see videos, playlists, and look for Timeless Travel. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. Now what I'm going to do next is I want to put on some lace, of course, you know, and I've got two lace pieces here. So I've got this one and this one, which is going to go onto the base here. Now I am going to put that on at some point, but I want to just start creating the little decoration that I've got for the front. All right, so let's just put that to the side for the moment. Now the first thing I want to do is make a little frame. Okay, so I've made a frame before for the Whispers of Spring journal. We're going to do a slightly different version of this decoration on, well, the topper, I should say. All right, so it's the same process as I usually do, but in case you haven't seen that, I'll just talk you through it. Okay, so this is the picture that I'm using for the front, because it's got bucket list, life is short, book the trip, and I thought that's perfect. This I've cut out from one of the mini pages that come in the printed kit. You have mini pages in the digital kit. I have put them in there as ready for you. So it's just the mini page, and I've cut along on mine. It is about 3.5 inches. Okay, so that's 9 centimeters, and whatever the width of your page is, it's relevant to your journal. All right, now my journal is for an A4, and I've done 9 inches by 6.5 and 3.5 inches spine. Okay, so that's what I've done, but just I would suggest putting your journal signature in there. So let me just grab one, because there is one right next to me here. All right, so to get the various measurements, just put your signature in there and then just gauge the distance that you want to have. I've got about 1/2 inch on every side. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to sew these in. I'm not using elastic for this one, but elastic works fine as well if that's what you want to do, you know. Right, so that's what I'm going to use. Now this is important because I use this as the base for the measurement for the frame. Okay, so what I do is I've just got some craft stock here. You can use cereal box, we're covering it. Okay, and I cut out 1/2 inch, which is 1.2 centimeters, sorry, on either side of that. Okay, so that's what I cut my original craft piece out as. All right, once I've done that, I tend to draw around the image so I can see, because when I'm going to cut the next section out, this bit here, it needs to sort of just cover the edges of this piece. So I'm going to make it slightly further in. So where this is 12 millimeters, for example, I'm going to cut it down to 14. All right, just so it just laps each side here. So that's just over 1/2 inch. All right, you can see there now. Okay, and that side. Okay, so just a little bit. I've done that already, so that saves us time. So that's what you have then. Okay, so when you put that on top here now, you're just catching all the edges. All right. Of course, I'm not going to have it this craft color, so what I did was I covered it. And the way you do that is you put that down like this. Well, actually, you put it on the other side, and just any amount, as long as it's not wider than that, there, you stick this down. So you can just use glue stick, whatever glue you fancy. Yeah, get that stuck down. Okay, and then you're going to just cut the edges. As I say, as long as that piece there is not wider so it doesn't lap over, you're good to go. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to show you the principle of it. You're going to do the same to all the sides. Yeah, so that's what we have now. And then what you need to do is miter the corners. Okay, so go right to the corner. All right, right to the corner, diagonally across on every side. All right, and once you have done that, you're going to take your ruler again, and you want to again choose an amount that's not wider than that. Okay, and I'm going to just cut it straight away. Leave that same distance, don't cut right to the edge. All right, so we're just making again a little frame within a frame here, but it's going to cover. You'll see what I'm going to do. All right, went a bit along with that one, but it's okay. And then all sides. Like that. Okay. Then you want to take that corner and draw your knife or your scissors to that, match these two corners up and cut into it. Okay, with your scissors is fine. Like that. Okay, then the middle bit will fall out and you can use that for something else. Right, what I tend to do is I use my bone folder just to go along the edge there. I'm only going to do this on two sides, all right? But you want to do this on all sides, all the way around. And then you're going to, just to give it a nice clean fold, fold all these bits over like that, all the way around. And then these bits as well. All right, and then just press them down like that. You'll do this all the way around so that you'll have your nice corner like that. Okay, nice clean corners with the mitering and the bone folder. And then you're just going to stick those down. That one, then that one, that one, then that one. And then what I did was, once I'd stuck them down, I turned them all over and put my candle on it so it keeps it flat and the glue sets. All right, so that's what you're going to do to make your frame. All right, there it is, all done. See? Okay, the other thing I did gather were these two bits. These two pockets are in your kit, in your add-on kit. I've just cut out these tags. All right, I cut these as extras actually, but you can use any paper, it doesn't matter, whatever you're left with, just to make tags. All right, so that I'm just going to put in there, that I'm going to put in there. It just folds together and I've glued it there and there. Okay, you can use it this way as well if you want, but I think I'm going to go that way. All right, so we're going to use those two. We've got that, and then I've got a base piece. So this is our base piece. This is a background paper and it measures just short of 7.5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so that is 12 3/4 centimeters by 18.5. All right, so that's what we got there. I have inked this, I think. Yeah. Right, so this is what I'm going to build everything on, and then we're going to put it onto our journal piece. So if you have a look here, I'm going to just put my candle there just so I've got a firm surface. To use this background piece here, you can then see where your lace needs to go, and we're going to put the lace slightly over there. All right, so that's where we're going to be. Okay, measure yours and see if that's what you've got. I've got just over an inch left over at the bottom here. The cream lace will lap over there, but at least I know what I'm working with now. So we're going to start off by putting these bits together, and I don't need to have those in there right yet. Although it might actually help me just gauge the top of it, but that's okay. So back with the little tags in there, backwards and forwards. Sorry guys. Okay, so I want to, it doesn't matter that it's going to go over on the side a little bit. It does when I was doing it, and that's fine. You know, I wanted to have those sort of like that, and I'll come and move them probably in a minute. Then I'm going to get my little piece over here. I am going to stick it to the frame. Okay, so I want to just get some glue just on the very top edge there. Now you can put in some cellophane or vellum or whatever you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm not putting in a window. There we go. And then let's just hope that this is how I want it to be. All right, so press that on. Right, so you've got your little frame there. So now I wanted it just to peek out at the bottom there, and those can go a little higher, I think. Yeah. Now the corner, I'm just wanting to catch it in there, and this one as well, just underneath the frame. And that there, and that there, something like that. Yeah. Let's see how we feel about it here. So we've got before I stick it down. Right, so we want to get that there. Yeah, that looks all right, and that there, and that there. Okay, so we're going to go with something like that. All right, let's just make a pencil mark here. So I'm quite happy with where this one is. So I'm going to just draw it on here. And then this one, I want it to come in a little bit. That's it. Oh, that one is there, that one is there. Sorry guys. That looks more like it. Okay. I'm going to get those stuck on here. All right, so let's lift that up. Let's just hold it in place. I can draw now where I want it. And we're going to go with this one first. Okay. I think I'm going to get this piece stuck down as well while I'm at it. Okay, so let's use this glue. A little bit more up. Right. Oh. Right, so now let's get that on. Oops. So here it is here. Get it pretty even. Okay, and then we wanted to get this one over there, like that. So we will get all the glue on here. And then this one as well, so that's going to go there. Gives me I feel more confident sticking it down when I've drawn where I need to put it, so that I don't get a fright when I try and do the next layer and it's not where I need it. All right, and now we've got this bit, which we're going to put over there like that. Now before I stick that, I think this is where we want to see where the lace is going to go, and I want this one a little bit further down like that. Yeah, so let's just see where I need to put this one, and then I can get that one just touching it like that, or I can put it a little bit lower on there like that. I think that looks good. All right, so I will have to stick these down first. So the first one, we'll get it like this. I tend to draw this in place too, but we'll start over here. All right, and then open that up. And I can gauge it pretty well, so okay. Perfect. Now we want to get our little topper bit on, and I said it, we're going to put it about there. Yeah, so again I'm going to just draw in where I want it to go, and then I can get the glue on the back of this. Okay, looking good. Right, so we can put our tags in here now. Got a bit of glue there, but I'm not worried because I'm going to put something there. So we've got our tag there, our tag there, and then we've got a couple of things to stick on. So the first thing I'm going to stick on, I cut this out from the pink background page with all the luggage on, and I'm going to stick this over here. All right, with the passport. So I want to just get that sort of there, and before I press it down, the little passport came off the collage page scrap that I had. Okay, so that can go into your backpack like that. Okay, so we've got that. And then I've got London. Also came from the collage page, the stamp. I just fussy cut it out, and we'll put that over there. There we go. Now I did have this little scrap also from the collage page, which I've cut into a tag shape, put on that ribbon, and I had this little charm, Paris, the Eiffel Tower, and I've put it in there. I did actually want to put it under here, and I can do. It's not long, and let's see. Yeah, I want to just put it on there. So I'm going to just get some glue on here and on the back. Fiddly work. Let's just get that up there like that. My fingers are very gluey. Just hold it there at the moment. All right, and then I took a piece of the map. It was a scrap that I'd cut off, and I've just concertinaed it, which is just really, let me show you with a piece of paper. I've taken a piece of paper like this and I've just zigzagged it like that. Yeah, fold it like a Z shape. All right, all the way down. So that's what I've done, and then I've just sewn those 3 ribbons on because I'm going to put it right there. Okay. All right, bit of map, which I thought was perfect. So we'll have that there. Going through all the clips. Okay, and then what else have I got here? Oh, just a flower. So that's one of the fussy cut flowers. I thought I'd put that on that corner, and that sort of will finish it off. And there's our cover done. How cool is that? All right, we can take all these clips off now. And I really like how that's turned out. A little Paris thing there. And bucket list, life is short. You can put all your lovely memories in here, or for me, I'm going to put all the places. I've been quite a few places in my life, but there are some I'd still like to go to. So yeah, memories of the past and memories of the future. That's what it's going to be. Okay, everybody, I might stick that ribbon down. I hope that you've enjoyed that and it was fun. This is the closure that we're going to use. That's going to go there and it's going to look lovely. And as I said, when I see you next time, we will be making a start on our fairy journal. I will come back and show you the completed traveler's journal when I have done all the little trivial bits. That's the word, trivial bits. And then you can see it in totality. All right, thank you so much. And I look forward to starting our new journal together. So make sure you've cut out everything, and I'll see you on Friday. Stay well, everyone. Goodbye.